Casey here with the Coyote Works channel. I'm super excited. I'm up here at Lola Overland with Josh, and finally we're installing my Warn Zeon 10S.
Much needed
Yes. Winch.
Yes.
So hang in there, guys. This is kind of the first step in a series of upgrades that Josh is working with me on doing to the Jeep that I'm pretty excited about. So we're going to show you guys how to install the Warn Zeon 10S on the factory steel bumper that comes on the it's
a Rubicon edition bumper is what it is, yeah.
And they come on the JLs as well as the JKs.
Yeah, the JLs are coming with a real similar bumper design. A couple little tweaks, but same thing.
So basically this installs fairly universal for any of the Jeeps that have a factory steel bumper.
Yep.
Cool.
Absolutely.
Let's do it.
Alright, so one of the key pieces to getting a winch installed on one of the factory steel bumpers on a Jeep, JK or JL, is you need a winch plate. And kind of the go-to guys to get these winch plates is a company called Maximus 3. It's a really easy system. Basically you pull off the bumper, slide this onto the frame rails, bolt it in, bolt your winch on top, slide the bumper back on. So it really is a pretty simple process. Probably a 2-hour job for most people.
So you guys know I'm running the Jeep JK Rubicon Recon edition. So this one comes with a steel skid plate underneath. So the first step is we got to remove this factory skid plate. Grab a hold of it. So the next step is we're going to disconnect the fog lights and remove the factory bumper all the way from the Jeep.
So there's 4 bolts on each frame rail basically, so 8 bolts total and the whole bumper slides right off. Alright, so the next step's going to be relocating the vacuum pump. That winch plate basically needs to sit right in between these frame rails, and the vacuum pump that you see here is in the way. So it comes with a new relocation bracket, and then we're also going to have to cut a section of the old bracket out. Pretty simple fix.
Here's that vacuum canister relocation bracket. So this is the one that comes with the winch plate and allows you to relocate that bracket so it's not in the way. So here you can see that vacuum canister relocation bracket is all in. We've got the winch mounting plate initially installed. Now we're going to wind the synthetic line on the winch, and that'll be our next step. I was really impressed with the fit and finish of the Maximus 3 winch mounting plate. A handful of bolts, and it fits in place nice and sturdy. Alright, so we got the winch mounting plate set in there, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and spool up the synthetic line on the winch. It's easiest to install the synthetic line to the winch before you mount the winch to the winch mounting plate. It also makes it easier if you have an extra set of hands to hold the winch steady while you pull the synthetic line through the spool.
Alright, so the winch is about ready to go into the plate. We did have to install the Warn synthetic rope, which we ran through the drum here and got that all locked in. So now we're going to place it on the plate, get the wires hooked up, and start spooling in the line. So at this point, we're just bolting the winch down to the winch plate here. Alright, so we got the winch mounted up. Now we're running the electrical, and we like to kind of hide that and tuck it in as clean as we can. So we ran it up through here, took this little rubber cover off, ran it up behind the airbox and up here to the battery where we're going to make our connection. Alright, so we're going to hook Casey up with a wireless controller because it just makes winching so much easier than having to pull that long cable out every time. Run it into the cab with this guy, just plug it in, activate your remote, and you're good to winch. So this is the receiver here. Just going to plug this in where your normal cable would go. Pull the controller out, hold both buttons, and it's active, ready to go. Alright, so now we got the bumper almost ready to go back on the Jeep, and we're putting basically the plate that holds the Fairlead.
The Fairlead adapter plate was included with the Maximus 3 winch mounting plate kit.
The Fairlead, if you don't know, is basically that piece that guides the rope in through the bumper and to the winch. So put a little Loctite on there. So I know Casey likes his washboard roads, and we're about ready to get it fully assembled. All right, now we're ready to slide the bumper back on, and we're like 95% there. So slide it on, bolt it up.
The only challenge we ran into installing the winch was reinstalling the 8 bolts that attach the bumper to the frame, and really only one was an extremely tight fit. I would recommend that you have a very thin-walled socket on hand. After reinstalling the bumper, the home stretch is easy. It's just a matter of reconnecting the wires to the fog lights and reinstalling the factory steel front skid plate.
It's all on there. We just stretched it all the way out, hooked up to a vehicle over here, and tensioned up the line, because you always want to put a good pre-tension on your synthetic rope or cable. Otherwise the drum can slip on there and you can cause some issues for safety and to the winch itself. So all tensioned up, looks great. I think you're ready for another adventure.
Big shout out to Lolo Overland in Portland, Oregon. Check out their website, Lolo 4-Wheel Drive.
Yep, lolo4wd.com.
And then check out Warn Industries. I went with the Zeon 10S, so try to keep things as light as possible. I wanted the towing capacity, but with the synthetic line, I saved a little bit of weight. So we got some good Warn accessories, so we'll be showing you guys more. We'll see if we can't get this Jeep stuff and put this winch to use. So.
I hope so.
Awesome, thanks guys.
Thank you.
So that's it. That's the installation of the Warn Zeon 10S on the Jeep JK and JL factory steel bumpers. Hope you guys enjoyed. Hit me up with any questions. Now I'm going to get out and put this thing to use. I'll see you guys on the next one. Coyote Works, out.